So you're about to meet a friend of mine. We met in Atlanta, and she actually came to Cali to visit me a year after I moved back. And the significant thing about my trip with her is that that was one of the last times that I was able to take someone around the way that I went to, and also being able to walk to the beach. So take a listen and enjoy. So, Candace, you
Hey
are,
girl.
hi. So, you
Hi.
are one of, actually, you're probably my last friend that visited me out here before I stopped driving,
Mm-hmm.
before I stopped doing a lot of things temporarily, because I do believe that I'm going to be healed. But I
Amen.
want to get your perspective, how we first met, first thoughts of how wonderful I was and how nice and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mm.
But just your thoughts on, when we first met.
Okay. Yeah. We
And how we met.
met. What's that?
I said, and how we met. Yeah.
Well, Victory. I started visiting Victory Church, and
Hmm.
I wanted to get involved in a small group. And I believe there was a directory in some of the things that I was looking for. Um, And so you fell into the category, I think it was
Hmm.
women in the area in which I live, because Victory was sort of a distance, like a little
Right.
hike from my home. So I was looking for something I can get to pretty quickly on my side of town. And that had the characteristics I was looking for, more so a women's group, young adult to mid eight, mid range adult
Yeah.
women. And you fell into that category, and you had this gorgeous picture. I think there was this picture of you or something, but I just thought you were such a diva. And I was like, yes, my
That
kind of
is so not me. I'm,
whatever.
I'm so not a diva. Ask
Well,
anybody.
you have style. You have style, as we all
Sure.
can see.
Okay.
And no, I just felt like there was already a connection in the manner of which you present yourself through the profile and just doing the research. Because I was like, I'm going, when I reached out to you, you were very welcoming, but also I did my own research because I'm going to a stranger's house, like
Yeah, yeah.
fellowship. So, and I have a good friend who also, we were also at this space and crossroad in our lives when we
Hmm.
wanted to form a closer relationship to God.
Hmm.
And so I brought her along as well. So we went together. And that's when I first met you. And I really just appreciate your hospitality and the atmosphere that you created there, because there was a lot going on in the church that some of it has been dramatized
Yeah.
on
Not
TV.
not at Victory.
Not at Victory,
Not
but
at
just at
Victory.
church.
I'm like, let's get that clear.
But
Like,
church in general, and just Atlanta churches, there's just a
hmm.
lot that has happened in several churches, but no, not in this case, no,
Hmm.
not Victory. But
Hmm.
yeah, it was a safe space, and you made
Hmm.
sure of it as far as communicating and making sure everybody felt welcome, no matter where they come from.
Yeah.
So that's how we first met.
Yeah.
And then I became pretty frequent in my visits
Hmm.
for the series. A lot of memorable things happened and discussions that were had.
Yeah.
But also, I remember when we did the service. I would say trip, but it was a visit to a
Hmm.
low income community.
Right.
Um, and I think that was when I realized, or I think it was, there were a few things I realized about you. I think that
Hmm.
was my first time really understanding what MS looked like for you.
Hmm.
Um, because that was I remember your leg becoming a bit numb towards the end of the trip and how you just needed to sit, and and just how like you were disappointed because we did a lot that day, but there was still more that you wanted to do. So that was the first thing that I witnessed, first time I witnessed that, and your experience with that. And then I also noticed a bit of your sarcasm and attitude. And that's when I was like, oh, she could be my friend. Because you said something and...
You're not supposed to say what was said in group. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I was yeah, she's my type of folk.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, that was like when I knew that we could not just, you serving in the leadership role over our group, but also that I'm like, this could actually be a friendship, a real friendship that we can maintain and everything. So I don't know, how long have we known each other?
So maybe 2012.
Okay. Wow.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because the group had to end abruptly. And that was, me having to move to California. And I'm like, okay, you guys got to come visit me. You got to visit me. And I think I found out in January that I had to move back. And by March, I was living back in LA. And so it was, I think we did our last study and it was, everybody in the group was single. And so we did that. I think it's Greg Groeschel. I can never say his name right. But yeah, that was our last day. So I'm like, come visit. And of course, you were the one that came to visit. I think it was in 2015?
Yes.
Or, no, I'm sorry, 2014.
It was 14, yeah.
Because I moved in 2013 and you came a year later.
Yeah.
And so that was probably one of the best trips that I had with someone. And also for me, being able to just go and drive, you're around places and, we got to do some things. But I think the biggest thing for me was when we went to the beach.
Yeah.
And I know how I felt, but I'd love to know your perspective of even going from the car to the water.
Or
what you observed, I'll say.
Well, for me, the experience was great because it was, you shared with me, and we talk on the phone all the time, and you shared with me a little bit about what you're going through, but you don't complain, and it was a pretty fun trip. Just arriving there when you picked me up, and then the VIP pass that we started calling. But we used the accessibility sticker to get some premium parking wherever we went. And that was
because we had to use it, not just for the heck of it. I needed it.
No, no, you actually had to use it. But but that's what I loved about our trip, is that we made the most of it, and we made sure that we both had fun the entire time. So one of the things that you said, you was like, I want to be the example that nothing is going to get in your way or should get in your way as far as having fun. So even having to use accessibility, like use your, I think at one point you did use your, what do we call her?
The
Bentley, yeah. But that was but you actually hadn't really used it then. I think you were still using your cane.
Yeah, my assistant.
Yeah, your assistant, yes. So
yeah.
But we just didn't stop. We never stopped. And even like when we got to the beach, it was just like, let's go to the beach. And we're getting in the beach. We parked, and I think it was such a beautiful spot. And it was one of the only spots where we could just, it wasn't crowded. It was just enough, like it was just us in that space. And I think we both just felt good. I was very proud of you the entire time, because nothing was really getting in your way. Nothing stopped you. We were just going out there. We took our time, but no, we just had an absolutely wonderful time. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think we spent a minute out there too. And you said that you were going to go back more often.
Yeah, and that didn't happen. Yeah, and right. But part of it is not having anyone to go with me. That was a piece of it, but also, actually I go back, but I don't go down to the sand. I have my favorite little restaurant right there, where you can see the water, and you know, you don't necessarily have to go into the sand, but getting from the car to the water, it was difficult because sand, your stuff sinks down. So of course my assistant is going deep, and I'm like,
right,
don't fall, can you lift your leg? It's all these different things. So it was a chore to do it, but I'm grateful that I was able to do that. But it was a good trip. I think my favorite is when we were at BJ's and people are singing happy birthday.
Yeah.
And they forget the person's name. It was the craziest right. thing. We're like, oh, happy birthday.
Like, happy birthday to.
And it was silence.
Wow.
And so, of course, I had to go and say, like, what happened? How did you guys not know what name to say? And I guess it was somebody's sister.
Yeah, it was their
or
sister.
Something like that. But yeah, I appreciated that trip, and even appreciate you checking up and just different things. Now you've failed with coming back again.
I have
somebody
not.
Wanted to get their doctorate, so I guess that'll be your excuse. And so,
right. Yeah, I have not. I was hoping to actually come back this year. But things are so unexpected, but I have points and I'm ready to come back. I really miss you. I know I have family out there. I've been ready to come back. I figured I would be Californian, from LA by now, with my frequent trips. But no, that trip was absolutely memorable. Everything about it. We did not stop. We only stopped to catch our breath, and then we went back out and we ate through that city. We just had so much fun, and I'm happy that you and I have shared that, because I think that's another opportunity where we just got a lot closer and got to know each other better. I'm sorry, we talk on the phone all the time, but actually just kicking it. And then your family, oh my gosh, that's my family too. Your friends, you have a beautiful tribe around you. And I miss everybody like I miss any other family members. We all connect on Facebook and everything about them. We spent that week together, but I'm like, we're so close. I absolutely love them.
Yeah, well, they love you too. And you know what my mom thinks of you? She's like, she's so beautiful. So that's not how she says it, but I can usually imitate my mom pretty good. I kind of suck just now. But no, I appreciate you, and just wanted to just introduce some friends and even hear their perspective of the diagnosis, because when we met, I wasn't using a cane or my assistant, and then to go now having to use my Bentley all the time, it's like, what does that look like, or what did you think about that? Is it like, oh no, is it?
No. Well, I'm more concerned about how you're experiencing it. If anything, you have introduced me to MS. I feel like I'm an advocate now. I've connected you with some of my students who are who have MS, and they absolutely love you. So anytime that I hear anything that has anything to do with MS, I'm like, well, my friend Anita, and I tell them what I've learned. But no, I don't feel like you've changed. I don't think I'm looking forward to coming back and having those same experiences. And we're going to use Bentley. We'll use whatever ride you have. If you got a Mercedes, Mercedes. If you got a Tesla now, we're going to do whatever it is, and we're going to whatever it takes, and we're going to have the same experiences or new experiences. Because I think there was a restaurant I was supposed to go to, and we didn't go to it.
Yeah. Hollywood. Yeah.
But no, I appreciate you, and I appreciate your friendship, because you've allowed me to really think about things a little differently, think about considerations that other people may need and different experiences. I love how you continue, like when you, who's the guy that you always go to the concert?
The PJ Morton concert?
PJ, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, I think of that, and I tell my students, especially the one that I connected to you, I'm like, she stays active. She loves going out. She loves connecting. She loves communicating with people. And I share that to keep them encouraged as well. And then when they connect with you, they're like, oh, I absolutely love her.
I know I need to give one of them a call and check and see how she's doing.
She would love that. She absolutely do. And the whole family, because that was not just an experience that she had. Her whole family knows about you. So you're touching a lot of people, and people who you don't know, but just the fact that you're putting smiles on people's faces, and I can share your profile and say, this is what she's doing. So I truly value your friendship, and the things that I learned from you. It's been great, and I'm looking forward to doing some more wild and crazy stuff with you, girl. You know, I'm here for it.
No, I appreciate you too. And I always say, I know God wasn't bored one day. It's like, oh, let me give Dania MS, give her something to deal with. But, there's purpose. And then anybody that I can talk to, anybody that I can share with, I've told you, I tell people all the time, if they're not crazy, if the person is not crazy, feel free to give them my number and say, whoever told me to call you, but I will judge you if the person is crazy, because it's like, you knew who you were giving my number to. But I'm always open to whatever God wants to do, however he wants to use me. I'm available. So I appreciate you, coming on. And of course, I have to ask my 3 questions, because I ask everybody these questions. And so I don't know if I told you, just to give you a heads up so that, I'm going to deep, deep thought. Sorry if I didn't. So nope. I will ask, are you a caller or a texter? What would you rather do to communicate with someone?
If time permits, I love phone calls. Texting, I view it as like just short little notes, but a deep conversation with my friends and my loved ones, I really love that.
Okay. And then if you could be a certain age again, what would your dream age be?
I love 30.
Okay.
30, I just stopped caring about what other people thought. There was just this sense of freedom that came with 30. So I'm absolutely loving my 30s. I knew it was going to be good because I have older friends. So when they got there, I was like, oh, I can't wait to have that swag. Yeah. And now that I'm living it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is exactly how I figured it would feel. So yeah, if I would go back to any age, I love 30, like turning 30 and just moving into my own, and 31, 32. Ooh, 32 is fun too. But
so 30s.
30s. All of
Okay.
up and down in my 30s.
Yeah, gotcha. And then the last is peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you were gonna make one and you could pick whatever peanut butter, whatever jelly, what would you pick?
Oh, that's easy because I eat those almost every day. Strawberry jelly. I love the ones that have little bits of strawberries in it, and I always choose crunchy peanut butter. I love a healthy, nice girth of a peanut butter and jelly. That could be an easy dinner. And I tend to do like Sara Lee bread. But yeah, that was easy, girl. That was,
okay. Well, all right.
Those quite often.
Nice. Well, thank you so much. Just for taking a minute to just talk. And I always like to hear other people's perspectives, of what they see and what they're going through, because, people see things that I can't see, so thank you.
You're doing
very much
such a
and
great
love
job.
you.
I love you too. Proud of you.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.